We are live.
We are live.
We are live.
Did I say welcome to the main event?
I'm not too great, bro. You mad?
Oh, man.
Behave before you talk about what I'm talking about. We are live, guys. I'm Sam, Mr. Blitztech,
Revenue GS.
and welcome to the Superman review you've all been waiting for. We've been waiting for. It's been a long time coming. In fact, it's been so long. I remember this used to be called Superman Legacy.
Yeah. Let's start there. Yeah. Jeez.
It's mad. But guys, if you're gonna watch the movie, if you're not gonna watch the movie, if you just like Superman, make sure you're liking, watching the whole review, and then have your thoughts, feelings, opinions, all those things down below in the comment section below, where you say we're Marvel fanboys, we love DC, we hate James Gunn, everything. I want to hit, because the last video we got, I was reading the comments, I was like,
Bro, you see the comments? These men got paid. Bro, I like the first 30 minutes. What do you want me to do? Man got paid. What?
I'm not bothered to you.
Oh,
As I'm
Lord.
saying, just write what you
You
want.
are just crazy, bro.
Because the internet's funny, bro.
It is a funny place,
Yeah,
bro.
it's funny.
That's why you can't get mad at it.
You can't
bro.
get mad at it.
Definitely
The
can't.
internet is always undefeated. But today, we're here for Superman. We've seen it. And I'm going to jump out in the gate and say, the movie's okay. The movie's alright. Like, I had a fun time watching it. It's a decent James Gunn movie. If you like James Gunn, you're definitely going to love this as well. Like, I'm going to double down and say the cast for me is what makes the movie the most. If it wasn't for the cast, I think the movie actually would be dead, to be honest. The movie would be like a dead movie. But David does a good job, Rachel, Nicholas Hoult, like everybody's kind of sick. So I'm kind of glad that they've got a casting on point.
No,
What do you
for
say?
sure. Oh, bro, you're killing me, bro. Yeah, Superman fans gonna have a field day with this video. Listen, man. Firstly, yeah, I am so glad we finally got to watch this movie. Like, because with the whole marketing, it just feels like we've been waiting for this movie like forever. Even though probably wasn't that long ago, but for me, it just feels forever. Like from time James Gunn got into this position, came out saying, "Yo, I'm doing Superman Legacy." Tweet, XXX. You know, images releases, Superman flying, all sorts of marketing. So I'm glad we're finally here. And I'm actually not mad at this movie. Do you know what I'm saying? Like looking back at other DC movies that came out, they were absolutely trash. You know what? This is actually a pretty good movie. Do you know what I'm saying? When I look at Wonder Woman, Flash, like I'll put this movie above them. So yeah, man, good movie, good cast, like you're saying. Them man was super legit. I felt like whoever did the casting, you guys got this right because they really gelled on the screen. Mr. Terrific as well got a good amount of screen, which was one of the things I was like, oh, like how you man gonna use him? So I felt like he was legit. Krypto, didn't get as much shine, which I thought like, you know, was actually pretty decent the way they used him. And you know what? This is a James Gunn movie, which has good things and bad things. The good things is that the way he just put the movie together, like, you know, grabbing, you know, comic book scenes, which some of them I was like, yo, that's shit from the comic book. Do you know what I'm saying? Which I really appreciate it. But I feel like the Superman purists are going to eat this movie. Like, they might even cry, even though there is no emotional scenes. But I just have a feeling that you lot are really going to enjoy this movie because it's, you know, comic book accurate. You know, they've got scenes from the comic book. But on the other hand, I feel like because it's such a James Gunn-centric movie, like there's certain things that I feel like he shouldn't have done with this movie.
Like what?
Like the swearing. Like, it just felt out of place for a Superman movie. You know, you got Green Lantern over here doing the projections, throwing the middle finger up, and I'm just like, that just does not feel like a like a place for it. Like in this super colorful Superman movie,
Right.
I just don't feel like it fits in there. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, especially when you went to get from the comic book and we're getting, I just don't feel like, yo, this should be here. But you'll get James Gunn and you like, you know, your dark comedy. So I feel like stuff like that was like, yeah, bro, maybe you shouldn't have done that for this movie.
That's the only thing.
I mean, everything else, I accepted it because James Gunn. Do you know what I'm saying? That's the kind of personality he has. So yeah, I don't feel like anything else would be. It's like a touch for him. Like when you think about his movies, like that's you can say, yo, this is a James Gunn movie. Like that's his DNA all over it.
That's the funny because I didn't actually want to swear. Like when I saw it, probably because I'm an adult, I was like, obviously it's the world the way it is. Man's gonna swear, man's gonna swear, but it's not Superman himself swearing. I know it's in a Superman movie, so
yeah.
It's kind of like you'd expect, like I said, a more family friendly thing.
Yeah, man. And you know what? I really thought, you know what? On that day going to the movie, I was like, so I was really trying to get because I like the first 5 minutes. Then I was like, it really got me thinking about, like how he was going to put this whole thing together. Do you know what I'm saying? Even the fact that he's got Krypto. So I was like, maybe Krypto is like, for the kids and stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? And I'm not sure how parents going to feel about when they go into a Superman movie and they take their kids and these laws swearing left, right, and center. But he has to deal with that, not us.
Exactly. So. Check your ratings before you go to screenings.
Definitely.
But for me, the drawback is, like you're saying, it's a James Gunn movie, and my biggest worry does come kind of to light where he says it. We've seen the interviews. We've been there when he says it as well. He wants to establish the world of metahumans, magic, science, all this kind of stuff. And because you've seen Guardians of the Galaxy, you've seen Suicide Squad, he cannot help himself but put in all these things he just mentioned, then some. So, like, when it comes to the kaiju you see guys in the trailer, I still feel like that scene for me is all completely off. It just feels super, like, I know Superman does face alien type things or whatever, but the way that thing just comes into play is, I feel like it's a bit forced. Like, obviously this is a spoiler review, so I'm going to say some spoilers. They release it out into the world, it's tiny, and it comes out and then it's just massive all of a sudden. And then they got to have this whole situation about it. Superman's trying to obviously do stuff and but I'm like, I'd rather Superman take on actual natural disasters, which he also does as well, than take on some forced kaiju it's almost like Suicide Squad when they have to face Starro.
Yeah.
I'm like, bro, we've gone through almost this grounded level, obviously with King Shark, so it's not so grounded.
Yeah.
This grounded level, like, mission, and suddenly the final boss is like some alien that shoots stars and takes it. I'm like, bro, you can't help yourself, can you?
He can't help himself.
Bro,
but you know what? Yeah, I feel like he's also playing to his strength. Because, like, that's already in his bag.
Yeah.
Right? So then he's like, oh, this is already in my bag. This is comic book accurate. Throw them in. Do you know what I'm saying? Like so for him, like, it is. But you know what? It's a plus on this side for the purists. Because they'll eat that, bro.
But it's
like,
it's more than just because obviously, like I said, this is now your DCU starting embodiment of truth, hope for the DC movie, blah blah blah. Like, you gotta do it for the general audience. You want everyone to come in. Obviously, I'm not saying that sense is gonna ruin it for everybody, but like I said, you got a kaiju, then you got like a pocket universe, then you got this going on. You got 12,000 characters. And that's the crazy thing, because Superman, David, like I said, he does a sick job. His screen time isn't somewhat diminished, or like you see loads of him, you see all the dimensions of Superman, which I'm thoroughly happy about. Like, Superman is front and center, like, almost all the time.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you don't need all these characters. Like, imagine this year. So, when, again, spoilers, Superman's got 2 issues going on. This is that there's the war, and then there's something happening with the city where Lex creates, Imagine that's the first time we see the heroes from the Hall of Justice appear. Wouldn't that be way better than they're just introduced and you're like, oh, Green Lantern's here, Mr. Terrific's here, oh, Hulk Girl's here. And then when the situation happens, Superman's got to decide, boom.
Right.
Because I always say it as well, and I'm kind of glad that he does do that. Like, he's saying that this is the world of magic, science, heroes, everything's already established. And there are movies where you watch and you're like, wow, there's the Avengers Tower. Where are the Avengers? Oh, there's this. but where are they? And imagine a movie like this, you're watching it, Superman, he's trying to do this, he's trying to do it right, he stops a war, everyone's questioning him, and then when it happens again, you're like, boom, now they show up and you're like, the world is full of these heroes. And when emergencies actually do happen, they do show up. Rather than them being questioned and then they jump into play.
Right.
For me, I think that would have been way better, but like I said, he does want almost everyone to be front and center.
Yeah, because I guess because the way the plot came is like, yo, these things are already happening. So like we're already in the middle of it. So then it kind of doesn't even have to deal with what you're saying. It's a cheat code, but it's not cheat code because you've presented to us like that. So it's for us to just embrace the way you're starting the movie. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, you do make a valid point. But at the same time, yo, like he told us, yo, like I'm just throwing you guys in the middle. Things already happening. Superman's already in the middle of battle, and these guys are already showing up. Do you know what I'm saying? But you know what? Yeah, one thing I clocked that he loves doing. Yeah, he done it with Amanda Waller, violated her, violated Lex Luthor as well. So like, I remember the first time he did with Viola Davis, and I was like, bruv, you can't do that to this character.
Why not?
Because like it's just it diminishes. It's almost like it diminishes the villainousness. Like it's like, yo, you can't, like, you get defeated. There's one thing you being defeated. There's one thing you being violated. Like you're just anyone. You're Lex Luthor. You're not Viola Davis.
Amanda
Waller. Sorry. Do you know what I'm saying?
She's so good. You want to say she's one of the characters.
Joey, so it's like, to me, that never sits right. Like,
really?
Get defeat how, even if you get banged up. Obviously, you're a villain, you should get banged up. But there's one thing you get banged up, and just one thing because then I can't look at you like, you know, that villain person that you are. Like, which, you know, then, I don't know. I just don't bang with that, man. The way he treats the villains, and then I'm like, no. Because you presented them like, oh, you're so bad. You're ruthless. And then by the end of the movie, you're like a little pup. I'm like, come on now. And we've known for centuries that, you know, these are ruthless characters. Regardless of them being defeated, you cannot treat them like that, bro. No way. Sorry. It just don't fit well with me.
For me, like I said, I don't mind them getting a couple uppers, to be honest. Like, obviously, Superman, the way he is, so he's not going to do anything bad but chuck you into a jail cell, but the way Lex gets handled, I think that's fine. But yeah, like again, like Nicholas Hoult does for me, like a sick job being Lex. I like the way he's commanded. He doesn't falter until everything actually does hit the fan, and then he loses like his emotional compass or whatever. But yeah, like he's definitely got like a screw loose. I like that. I like how Superman's like, they're like the same, but he's definitely the opposite. It's almost like Lex wants to be superhuman. He wants to be metahuman, and everyone that he's seen in the world is like, you gotta get rid of them kind of thing. So I can be that guy on top. And it's weird how, not weird, but it's funny how Superman's then saying, I came to Earth as an alien, but raised by humans, good people. You know how hard it is to actually be human.
Yeah, that's
what, bro. Hear that?
That's hard. Like,
yeah.
when David Paul Sweat was on screen delivering those lines.
Delivering it. That's what I'm saying. Like, the casting is sick.
Like, maybe that's the scene that will get the fans crying. Like, the Superman, yo, they're definitely gonna be sobbing after that. Do you know what I'm saying? Because that is the message that you know he wants to deliver. Yo, hope. Do you know what I'm saying? And obviously, everything madness that's happening in the world, this is perfect landing, I guess, for delivering that message. But yeah, man, I like the contrast. I like the way Lex looks at Superman. Like, Superman's like, yo, bro, I'm one of you. Like, I go to work, I pay taxes. You know what I'm saying? I love people. I'm just trying to do the right thing. And even him, like, having the conflict with Lois, where Lois is like doing the whole interview, and he's just like, yo, I'm just trying to save people from dying. Genuinely, like,
if he had the powers to,
like,
most good people would. You
know what I'm saying? But because of, you know, politics and rules and stuff like that, and how people feel about someone with power, like, what about tomorrow if you turn around and now you're in a bad mood and you just start finishing, which takes back to Batman being always prepped. Like, yo, what if one day, like any human being, you're just in a bad mood? What's it gonna be like for us?
Yeah,
Do you know what I'm saying? So you kind of like hear what Lex is saying, but obviously his whole approach is, you know, OD.
I hope they do visit that though. I hope they really do visit that situation with Superman, because like he was almost at the breaking point here where, like I said, he stopped the war and then the message comes out about what he was sent to do. And everyone was then like flipping on him. Oh, you look like this, but down beneath, right, you're actually acting like that. And that's what I like about the movie. Like the pseudo messages. James Gunn thinks he's sick, bro.
Bro, he's playing, bro. This is all the right keys, bro. Like, I came out of the movie and I was like, this guy is over here pulling every single string, bro. I'm telling you.
Because the war thing he puts in there, I'm like, you're not saying it, but I can now know what side you're on.
Right.
Because obviously if he outright says it and the position he's in, he's X'd. Though I just have to throw him out. I'm like, oh, yeah, bro. Coming to about politics, our big heads are also part of said group. You can't be saying anything. So the way he presents the war, and one side is just trying to invade the other, is basically just genocide because they want the land or whatever. Man writes it in the movie, and then he also then writes people's benefit or said way of getting part of the war, which is obviously you hear that in wars anyway. People try to invade. Everyone just says, oh, it's because of this, it's because of land rent, but it's always ulterior motives. And then the same thing with like Superman, where, like I'm saying he's human, he is like this and that and whatever. And if he was to go down that route, I'm not saying Superman to go full villain, but there are animation. I think it's Superman versus, there was this group that Superman versus, I think it's like with Manchester Black, and there was like a small, not outright villains, but they were doing like a madness, and then they had to basically stop Superman. And I think the last one left was Manchester Black. I can't remember. And he gets messed up. He's bleeding. He's got a black eye. His like suit is all mashed up, and he goes, "Bro, you know, today I could just finish you. I could just end your life today, but because of who I am, I'm not going to." And I would like to like see David on that precipice of saying, "Lex." Like you're saying, I'm one bad day away from, because like that. I think that's also a very interesting thing for superheroes to go through. We've seen it in Daredevil, being pushed by Punisher. We've seen it in Spider-Man. We've seen all these good heroes where they're at the edge, and obviously Superman being the hope that he is and whatever. I can say as well. Like
I think that's important. I think that's important, especially if the whole message is like him portraying his human side.
Exactly.
You also have to show that, you know, we can error.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
exactly,
So and as superheroes, like, you know, today I'm wrong, but tomorrow I'll make up for it. Exactly. You know what I mean? And this is where, you know, you can have other superheroes to lean on, and sometimes the superheroes don't need to wear capes. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, you got you know, the parents. You've got Lois to lean on, like even
stuff like that as well.
Was Jimmy? Like Jimmy was such a key instrument in this movie.
Jimmy was quite sick of this.
Bro, Jimmy was super sick. So like, you know, you got Perry. So you got all these characters that is, you know, is part of Metropolis. Yo, let Superman today not be the superhero and actually lean on the people, because that is actually showing his human side. And then when he has to deal with such conflicts, which is so sticky, because the way people spin it, yo, they did that, goodness, but look what they were doing in that land. But that's how they run that land. That's got nothing to do with you. That's for the people to run that. You know, so like all these conflicts, I want to see like you're saying, like later on how Superman's gonna balance it out and, you know, deal with it. What else? Who else was sick in this thing, man?
What else? As I'm saying, like for me, the casting is what blew me away the most. Like I did like that some action sequences. Some were a bit too over the top. Some were like, I would say that the CGI did pull me out a little bit.
Really?
Yeah, man. Because I feel like I said, when you go into the other universes or parts where you could tell that it wasn't, how can I explain it? Like dark matter, you know, when they're in that chasm.
Yeah.
I was like, it's going a bit too far.
I just felt like that's his color palette. That's James Gunn's color palette. That's
It is.
God. You know the Guardian when they fighting
Go on.
the big thing and you got all the.
The reason why that's fine is because they're out of space.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. With James Gunn, he's James Gunn Superman. So when he's doing Earth stuff, he can't help himself but be like, I want to go out of space, but it has to be in Earth. So he has to go to a pocket universe. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't mind the pocket universe, but when it's coming to Earth, then it's like pulling me out.
Yeah, I hear that.
That's what I'm saying. But like I said, the thing I don't mind is like the magic and the science, especially like Mr. Terrific. Like his science is so OP that it's almost like, that's why I like the character a lot. That's why I want to see him a little bit more. I like his attitude as well, where man's so smart. Obviously, I won't say they make characters a little bit dimmer, but if they say something wrong or an error, he's like, bro, that's not what that means. Yeah. Bro, why would you do that? Yeah. Well, it's always like complaining to the point where it's like, bro, you just... I just love it still, so I do like Mr. Terrific for that, but like I said...
And they didn't kill him!
Yeah, bro. If you kill Mr. Terrific, I don't know why I'm for you, to be honest. I thought that would be mad still.
That's crazy.
But yeah, for me, it's like the casting that kind of shines the most. Everything else, like I said, I just want to see where he wants to go from here, to be honest, because like he's not going to stop James Gunn in his movies.
Nah.
Exactly. He's going to bring...
That's his bag.
A massive ensemble. He's going to make things feel like they're in space or another world, or there's going to be tons of magic. There's always going to be a kaiju.
And you know,
always
bro, and I guarantee you, he's going to double down if this movie does really well, because obviously you can already see that like straight off the bat, yeah, he's already doing the magic. Like we're already going to pocket space, like we already get like all these characters. Yeah. So like the next movie, the third movie, the fourth movie, that rush, he's just gonna grab everyone he can get a hold of. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, one thing I do say he does really well. I would say he does Destruction almost really well to a certain degree. I know obviously everyone hates Man of Steel for that, but it feels like here. How can I explain it? Maybe it's just that shot when he comes out the smoke and he just looks super sick.
Some of these shots. Aye.
See, that stuff I don't mind. When buildings are collapsing and stuff, it looks sick. I guess the same thing with Man of Steel as well.
Yo, some of the scenes, you man cool.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying before he brings it back when he just shows you we're in space or we're not. It's mad still. But yeah, James Gunn, if you can, next movie, go out of space. I want to see that then.
Yeah, that'll be super sick.
That would actually be sick still. But yeah, what are your final thoughts on like the Superman movie?
I'm glad it's a good movie. I'm glad I don't hate it like the previous WB projects. Do I really care about this movie to a certain extent? Not really. It's just a good movie that I'll probably have in the background. Do you know what I'm saying? Some of the scenes I really appreciate. It really took me back to some of the comic books that I read when I was a kid. I was like, yo, that is shot for shot. Do you know what I'm saying? Pose for pose. You got that super right, so I really appreciate that. But other than that, this is not my Superman. Henry Cavill's, sorry guys. Yeah, call me a Snyder, what do you call it? Cultist or whatever it is. But, you know, I like dark comics. This is not for me. I enjoy the movie. I appreciate what you guys trying to do. And the kid, you actually put into this movie, which I thought was solid. But yeah, man. And for me, it's a 3.5.
That's actually a solid score, to be honest. Like I say, I'm just saying, like, I feel like it's a decent movie. I'll probably watch it one more time in cinema. Like I'm saying, guys, go watch this in IMAX. It definitely does deserve the... I say it deserves that kind of treatment, to be honest. It's a super kind of movie.
Yeah, come on.
Sound design's pretty decent. The flying scenes are good. Action scenes are good.
That's another thing they did pretty well.
Yeah,
the flying scenes,
flying scenes are pretty sick as well. But like I said, the most enjoyable part is that the casting. They got cameos. They got people who are part of the Reeves family. They got people you wouldn't expect to be in there. Like the guy is constantly in world building and seeing that kind of stuff. If you've watched Suicide Squad, if you've watched Future Commandos, all those kind of things, you're definitely gonna be like, oh yeah, I've seen them somewhere else. The CGI, like I said, CGI kind of takes me out in some places. The story is decent, but it is a good watchable film. That's the bottom line. Like I said, I'll definitely go watch this again. And I would give it a 3. I'd definitely give it a solid 3. I just want to see where he goes from next, because there's a lot that he's already laying and paving the way to.
Mm-hmm. You know what might make this even better is everything else that comes after that is part of this DCU of James Gunn, because like he's built, obviously, you know, you've got Peacemaker that makes a cameo here, so obviously he's linking everything, all the other projects to this world, which in the grand scheme of things, hey, like this actually could be a pretty good world where you can just watch it throughout. Do you know what I'm saying? The TV series, animation, cinema. Do you know what I'm saying? So like, I feel like, you know, if it pulls everything up, it's a good place to be.
Yeah. Like I said, I just wish. I'm kind of the opposite. I just wish he'd done it down just a little bit.
Yeah, he can't help himself, bro.
I know he can't. It's just like he's trying to pull everyone. He's trying to get everybody there, and that's like I said, it's fine. That's obviously completely fine, because I do get enough Superman to understand where he's coming from, his conflicts, what he wants trying to be, what story he's trying to tell right here, where he's going forward from here. Like I said, David has done a fantastic job as being a Superman. I feel like this. Some people are definitely going to put this guy in his top 3. Even though he's just done one movie, I definitely want to see him again, like returning. Even if it's in another project somewhere. I don't know if it's going to be in the Batman, Brave and the Bold, or the next Superman movie, but I definitely want to see him.
That's a sticky one.
Because
Batman
you can't see them mix. Like I said, that's why I'm worried about the James Gunn verse, because Batman in this universe, obviously the Batman, that's fine. Man's never cross over.
Yes.
But James Gunn's Batman and the team's gonna trust making that Batman. I want to see that. I want to see that, because again, like David, he knows how to handle jokes. He's quite serious. That's what a good thing about the movie as well. Knows when to be serious and knows when to handle jokes. Sometimes it's a bit waffy or whatever, but I want to see serious characters in this universe. And it's like, can you, like, because he's done it with Guardians 3. Guardians 3, I feel like, handles very serious tones very well.
Very.
And then there's the comedic parts here and there, but the movie is dark.
I think it's like the best one. I think it's my favourite one.
I'm about to watch 1 or 3 again, but...
Because
3 is good.
I remember coming out of the cinema, I was like, yo,
thank you, yeah.
Went in on this.
That's what I'm saying. The villain's good, the story about his animal, that's what I'm saying. Nuts. And then everyone was just kind of like on emotional springboard as well. Yeah. You don't know where everyone's going to leap off, but I want to see Superman get there as well, where it was like, oh, guys, you had the fun, joyful ones, and then we get to almost, I'm not saying we need to get Superman 3, where man turns into 2 and it's like, but I want to see that Clark Kent, that Superman, where man's on the edge, and then towards the end of the movie, we're like, yes, man still got hope. Man is still humanity. Man is still the man of tomorrow. And maybe that's anyway, we'll see where we get there. But yeah, man, guys, let us know, comments down below when you do watch the movie. What are your thoughts on Superman? Did you enjoy it? Did you hate it? You think it will reach 1 billion if you've been about 3 times and you're like, man, this has got to reach 1 billion. We want another Superman movie. But like I said, after reading the comments, after seeing the turmoil on online, bro, like, this is so mixed.
It's bad.
DC's got DC, James, everyone's got a tough job, bro. Because I feel like even if you do like a sick project, everyone's just like, I don't know if I could trust DC. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it's. I mean, for the past few years, it hasn't been really great, has it?
That's it.
So it's
going to be a build up.
Spend time, money, like, well, we care about this project, innit? So when it comes out with some BS, then it's hard to you have to work to get the trust back. Do you know what I'm saying? And hopefully we're on I want to say it's a good start. We're going in the right direction. It's a good start. So and yeah, we did not get paid or because we got invited. Listen, we chat shit about WB Marvel all the time. Guess what? They're still going to invite us. So stop it.
Well, you can't win. There's no point in saying it to them because there's going to be some reviews where they're going to say, this is the best thing since sliced bread. I cried for 2 hours. I stopped. No, bro, that's them. That's them. Like, we can't, you know what I'm saying?
Feel how you want to feel, man.
That's what I'm saying. Some people are going to be like, this movie is turd nonsense. It smells like dog water. I'm like, bro, again, you can't please everybody. And boy, even the 100% out there that I don't know, just say Infinity War. There's some people like, no, it's dog shit as well. So
Yeah, you're mad.
it's alright, man. It's alright, but guys, hope you enjoyed this review, and we'll see you in the next one. I'm Sam, Mr. Blitztech.
Yes, please.